Coming up on your news at 5, tariff impacts and reaction coming as countries reach out to the president for negotiations. And the House is looking at picking up the next part of the president's agenda, what they're looking at. Then, members of the community are coming together to show support for the people of Gaza. We have the latest you need to know.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Administration officials say more than 50 countries targeted by President Donald Trump's new tariffs have reached out to begin negotiations. The import taxes President Trump announced last week have sent financial markets reeling, raised concerns of a recession, and impacted the global trading system. The higher rates are set to be collected beginning Wednesday. Cabinet members and economic advisors were out in force defending the tariffs and expressed minimal consequences for the global economy.
And when you put the American worker first, when you put our national security first, that makes America stronger. And when America is stronger, we have peace through strength. And when we have peace through strength, that not only benefits the United States, that benefits all of our allies. So ultimately, this is about making America stronger and therefore the world stronger when we have fair, balanced relationships.
Critics of the move say the tariffs go against one of the president's core presidential campaign message of lowering prices for all Americans.
Everything's going to go up. Groceries, medicines, cars, gasoline, furniture, clothing, you name it. It's going to go up. Because this is across the board, across the world. And by the way, businesses hate this. Not just big businesses, small businesses. They need certainty. And when they hear about all these tariffs coming out, they don't hire any new people. They don't expand any services. They don't build a new plant. They say, uh-oh, these tariffs are coming. I better keep my money in my pocket.
The markets are still reeling from tariffs. The House is expected to move forward with President Donald Trump's agenda, and Congress is looking at coffee. Deborah Alfarone has your week ahead in Washington.
President Donald Trump returns to Washington, where Congress is expected to take up his legislative agenda. The Senate passed its budget resolution early Saturday morning. That's known as reconciliation. The process allows the Senate to pass tax and spending bills with only a simple majority versus the typical 60-vote threshold. Reciprocal tariffs are set to go into effect Wednesday. The president announced taxes on imports last week. Then the stock market had its worst back-to-back days since early in the COVID-19 pandemic. The president says the tariffs are here to stay. On Tuesday, a bipartisan group will be up bright and early to launch the Congressional Coffee Caucus. Its goal is to promote coffee's impact on the economy and on your health. In Washington, I'm Deborah Alfarone.
The House may also have another hurdle to clear. Parliamentary rules say the House must take up what's called a privileged resolution from Representative Anna Paulina Luna of Florida before they can do anything else. It's over proxy voting or voting remotely for new parents. However, there are reports of a deal between Speaker Luna and Speaker Mike Johnson to avoid a vote on the resolution. And now switching gears, let's head over to the Weather Center with Christina Campbell.
A few sun breaks from earlier this morning gave way to cloudy skies, and we could see a little bit of a wintry mix returning for the south central area, mainly in the form of light snow in the early morning hours before our temperature climbs above freezing. And then, of course, it'll turn to rain, light snow for the interior, some sun breaks, but cold in the northwest and rain for the southeast. In the meantime, avalanche danger still considerable. It's been downgraded from high to considerable. But if you're going to be out in the backcountry along Turnagain Pass or in the Chugach Mountains in and around Portage Valley, Whittier, Turnagain Pass, you want to use caution. It's still there. Considerable is still considered dangerous. Here's a look at our satellite radar, and most of the active weather is still in the south central region, the Gulf Coast, and Prince William Sound, but we do have a few showers over the interior. Over Anchorage. Very light sprinkles in a few spots and light flurries at the higher elevations, mid and higher elevations. But right now, some sun breaks also. Mild temperatures remain, but overnight, they're definitely going to drop. In the interior, into the 30s and upper 20s, light snow expected there. As we look ahead, active weather continues. We'll continue to see all of this moisture rotating in and around the south central region. So a wintry mix expected to start the work week, not only for Anchorage, but Fairbanks. You two are looking at some light scattered flurries with temperatures getting back to our seasonable average. I'll have all the details coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you so much, Christina. We'll see you soon. In the last week, negotiations of a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas have resumed, and citizens of Gaza have remained on the minds of some Americans, among them a group called Anchorage for Palestine. Over the weekend, the group organized a sign-making event and a subsequent bike ride together to display their solidarity with Palestine and to proclaim their support for an eventual free Palestine. The choice to take a bike ride was carefully chosen. Members of the group who were downtown Sunday tell us they're fundraising for a paracycling team called the Gaza Sunbirds, a group that started delivering community aid shortly after the 2018 Gaza border protests or the Great March of Return.
After that time of mass amputations, this paracycling team started. After the escalation of genocide in Palestine, the Gaza Sunbirds started delivering food and supplies throughout Gaza. So the call for bike rides was to raise funds for the Gaza Sunbirds to be able to deliver food throughout the Gaza Strip during this time of escalated genocide.
Matt Thomas says the event also functioned as a fundraiser for a woman named Mayar Abu Dalfa, a Palestinian woman living with her family in the Gaza Strip. Still to come on the news at 5, 2 Anchorage filmmakers are having their projects showcased in Hollywood. We hear from them after the break. Later, severe weather across the South has left at least 17 people dead. We have the latest from the lower 48.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
A pair of Alaskans are in Hollywood for the Beverly Hills Film Festival. We talked to them about their films and their experience making them. Filmmakers Bradford Jackson and Stephen Cornfield are both showing their short films at the festival. Jackson's film Contra is a gritty action movie based on an 80s video game of the same name. Jackson, his cast and crew filmed it over the course of 3 weeks in Anchorage. Cornfield's short, Allergic to Love, is a lighthearted comedy about a man who is literally allergic to love and the problems that causes for him. Both films were made here in Alaska and selected for the festival, which is happening right on Hollywood Boulevard.
It's kind of crazy that I'm like, okay, wow, this is wild that Alaska's getting on the map. You know, we have an amazing community of filmmakers in Alaska that I'm so stoked to be a part of, but I love seeing people get recognition.
We're very excited to be going to the Beverly Hills Film Festival. I've been to the Beverly Hills Film Festival before. It's a lot of fun. It's their 25th anniversary this year, so we're kind of expecting a lot of, jazz and pizzazz and everything.
After the festival wraps up, they will be headed back home to Anchorage. Catch the full story tonight on The Late Edition.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.